A substitute teacher is arrested, a possible price increase on rideshare apps, and a canceled rap concert that left Oklahoma fans high and dry. This is OU Nightly. Thanks for joining us on OU Nightly. I'm Tori King.
And I'm Storme Jones. We begin tonight with an alarming phone call to parents in the Yukon School District. A Yukon substitute teacher is behind bars tonight, accused of soliciting lewd acts with a child under 16. Police say 61-year-old Jeffrey Smith was arrested as part of an undercover operation where he thought a detective was a teenage girl. This morning, Yukon Superintendent Jason Simmeroth called parents whose children had class with Smith.
We urge you to discuss this with your child and ask them if there was anything that stood out to them, anything that bothered them, or anything that is inconsistent with what is expected as appropriate adult behavior.
The district says it doesn't believe there were any inappropriate actions with its students, but they say they'll continue working with detectives as they gather more information.
A wild scene in Tulsa last night after a concert was canceled. The BOK Center, the venue where Travis Scott concert was supposed to take place, tweeted that the show would not go on less than an hour before when the doors were supposed to open. Fans were not happy. A group of students started breaking one of the windows outside the BOK. Tulsa police even had to deploy pepper spray balls to disperse the angry crowd. One OU student said his group is out more than just the cost of a concert ticket.
So we rented an Airbnb about 2 weeks ago just for this concert. So it was kind of like a bummer that we went down there. We were in a house, we had a place to stay, and then the concert didn't actually happen. So we went to Tulsa for no reason.
Travis Scott tweeted the show was canceled due to production issues, and it's rescheduled for March 26th, and current tickets will still be valid.
And it's election day in Oklahoma, and voters in 64 of our state's 77 counties are headed to the polls.
Taitum Wilson joins us with a look at what's on the ballot in Norman. Taitum?
Storme and Tori, Norman residents are getting 2 ballots at the polls. Bria Clark, Evan Dunn, and Bill Hickman are all running for mayor. Clark and Hickman have both served on Norman City Council since 2016. Clark for Ward 6 and Hickman for Ward 4. And mayoral candidate Evan Dunn is known for his community activism. The candidates' finance reports were released last week. Hickman received close to $50,000 from various donors, including Barry Switzer and Drew Edmondson. Bria Clark raised nearly $20,000. Dunn did not file a finance report. Norman residents will also vote for new city council members in the odd-numbered wards. In Ward 1, incumbent Kate Bierman will face political newcomer Sean Williamson Jennings. 3 newcomers are seeking the Ward 3 seat. Patrick Ayrn, Richard Bailey, and Allison Patrone will appear on the ballot. Incumbent Soretta Wilson is running unopposed in Ward 5, and in Ward 7, newcomers Kyle Hurley and Kimberly Blodgett are challenging incumbent Stephen Tyler Holman. A school bond proposal will also appear on the ballot for Norman voters. OU Nightly's Alex Antonidies joins us live to talk about what could be coming to Norman Public Schools.
Thanks, Tatum. I'm out here at the University Lutheran Church where voters have a big decision to make regarding the Norman Public Schools bond issue. Now, in December, the Norman Public Schools Board passed a law where they could unanimously approve a $186 million bond issue. Now, if approved by voters today, there are highlights in every school district. Include security measures by alarm systems and putting a storm shelter on every campus.
Storm shelters in our 16 facilities that do not have them.
Now, also included in the bill are new buses and upgrades for the fine arts departments. And if that's approved by Norman voters today, you can expect to see that next year. Back to you in the studio, Tatum.
Thank you, Alex. Polls are open until 7 o'clock tonight. The date for runoff elections, if needed, is April 2nd. Storme, back to you at the desk.
All right, thank you, Tatum. OU students marched today in silence and solidarity for the international students who could potentially face deportation. Last semester, OU put in place a new policy that would restrict some students from enrolling until their bursar was mostly paid off. But many students didn't find this out until they couldn't enroll. They tell us this is a big issue for international students because their visas depend on their enrollment.
We come here, we do not have family, we do not have, some of us don't even have friends, and we literally have to make sure that we pay our bills and have access to all the supplies or resources that we need. There hasn't been enough or adequate transparent communication between the international student body and the administration. Some of these policies are just being implemented at our expense, and we have not been told the consequences. We have to experience them on our own.
And it's still unsure what will happen to those international students, but a few GoFundMe accounts and other methods have been set up to try to assist them in that financial burden.
And just in this afternoon, medical marijuana sales in January topped $4.3 million. The Oklahoma Tax Commission says that 4 times the dollar amount sold just the month before. Out of that, tax on the drugs earned state $305,000 in January. The Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority also has generated more than $13 million in licensing fees since August.
And a new bill filed in the Oklahoma House of Representatives could change the price for rideshare applications like Uber and Lyft. The House Bill 1143, known as the rideshare tax, was brought forward by Representative Marilyn Bell. This price could affect customers using Uber and Lyft and other apps by adding an additional charge during surcharge hours. The price increase is part of an incentive to end drunk driving, and all taxes would go towards funding DUI programs. Representative Bell says she hopes this tax would ensure more Oklahomans get home safely.
The University of Oklahoma's Safe Ride program is hoping to cut down concerns of long ride wait times and rides not showing up by asking students that they keep in communication with their Safe Ride once they request a pickup.
Since we are limited by 4 cars, it's really good for the people who have asked for a ride. If circumstances change, if they, something changes, for them to, contact Airport Express again through the app and just say maybe they don't need the ride, or just basically be in communication with them so that they're not, taking 10, 15, 20 minutes just to go pick up another ride that was meant for a student who's not there, but then we're keeping another student waiting.
The university has a contract with Airport Express, who is the vendor of the program and provides the rides for OU students. If you have any issues or concerns, Safe Ride encourages emailing them at saferide@ou.edu or visit them at the Conoco Student Leadership Center on the first floor.
And with the fog the last few days finally out of the area, it's been a nice afternoon.
It really has. Meteorologist Trey Bell has more on how long we can expect these temperatures. Trey?
Yeah, guys, these warmer temperatures are definitely welcome after all those foggy days we've had. It's rather mild outside right now. Some light north winds, southerly winds out in the Texas Panhandle. It's 54 degrees right now in Norman, 56 in Ardmore. A little cooler off to the northeast, 47 in Miami. But we'll continue this warming trend. Actually, warmer days are ahead and a mild Valentine's Day as well. Beautiful weather in store. But Old Man Winter does return. We are still in February. I'll have more information on that in Maine weather. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Trey. Coming up, deal or no deal? Congressional leadership signal a compromise to keep the government open past Friday, but the president is not big on the proposed bill.
And plus, the latest shutdown is affecting how quickly you can get your tax return in the mail. Up next, what another shutdown could mean for tax returns.
A New York jury reached its verdict in the trial of a notorious Mexican drug lord. Talon Forbis has details on the fate of El Chapo. He's in the news center. Talon.
Well, on their 6th day of deliberations, jurors at the U.S. trial for Joaquin El Chapo Guzman reached a decision. The trial testimony lasted almost 3 months while jurors decided on 10 separate counts.
In sum, the jury found that Guzman led the Sinaloa cartel, one of the largest and most dangerous drug cartels in the world. This conviction, we expect, will bring a sentence of life without the possibility of parole.
Although Guzman is expected to be sentenced to life, his lawyer says he is not giving up on hope for freedom. And President Trump is not happy with the deal announced Monday night by top congressional negotiators. This deal only includes a small fraction of the money he wants for the border wall. Trump didn't say whether or not he would sign the deal if it were to pass Congress, but he did say he doesn't think another shutdown will happen. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said the deal is a good step in the right direction and that he hopes Trump will sign it. And President Trump also visited El Paso last night to fight for the border wall, while just a few miles away, Texas Democrat Beto O'Rourke held his own event to deliver the opposite message. The rallies took place at the very same time, with Trump outlining reasons why the wall needs to be built and Beto pointing out reasons why it's not needed. Beto supporters and political analysts all have one question on their minds: will he announce he is running for president? Each side claimed that thousands of people attended their rallies in support of the differing ideas. That is all for us at the News Center. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Talon. Tax season is here, but many Americans won't see their tax returns for a while. During the 5-week government shutdown that ended last month, the Internal Revenue Service built up a backlog of more than 5 million unsorted pieces of mail. The National Distribution Center has an inventory of more than 170,000 orders and has its employees working overtime to process 11,000 of them a day. Taxpayers should expect their returns to be delayed at least a few weeks.
And we know teachers have been leaving the state in recent years, but just how many have left? Up next, we have the numbers out from a new report today.
And it was a pretty nice day outside today, but will this weather be sticking around? Trey is here to let you know.
Yeah, guys, that weather continues for the next several days, but winter is on its way back. I'll have more info after the break. Welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Trey Bell. Here's a view from our Kessler cam. This is on the OU Research Farm down in Washington. Some light wind making the grass move around a little bit, but not enough to make that windmill turn. So it's calm outside. It is currently 53 degrees in Norman with, again, light winds and a dew point of 20. So we are dry as well. That's the reason we haven't seen any fog today like we have over the past several days. So we have clear skies now. That will continue into this evening and into the early morning hours tomorrow. Some clouds begin to build in northern Oklahoma and out in the Texas Panhandle, and those will push east throughout the day. And by tomorrow evening, we could see a little bit of drizzle. I'm not expecting any significant accumulations, if any at all. And then after that, those clouds move off to the east, and then as we're going throughout the day on Thursday, on Valentine's Day, we'll have clear skies once again. So here is 7-day temperatures. Here's a roller coaster of temperatures. Notice 60s over the next several days, 68 on Valentine's Day. Beautiful weather I'm anticipating on Thursday, but then the bottom falls out, and by next week, a week from today, we're sitting below freezing for an afternoon high. Highs tomorrow, 62 degrees here in Norman, 63 in Oklahoma City, and then winter does come back. Winter strikes back Friday morning, and cold front slams in. Notice warm temperatures on Thursday, winds out of the southwest, highs in the 60s and 50s, and then northerly winds coming south across the state. Notice those streamlines, and then we're waking up Friday morning in the 20s and 30s across the state, but those powerful north winds will make the wind chill much colder than that. It will be very chilly Friday. 68 degrees by 4 p.m. on Valentine's Day with slowly building clouds throughout the day. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous, rounding out the evening at 8 p.m. by 55 degrees. And tonight, temperatures slowly drop into the upper 30s. Clouds also build as well. And then lows tonight, 33 degrees as we're waking up in Norman tomorrow. Day planner tomorrow, warming up to the lower 60s with clouds building throughout the day as well. And so our 2-day forecast, beautiful weather over the next 2 days, and the bottom falls out, especially heading into next week. And guys, next Tuesday, I do see a pretty significant chance of some snowfall or some winter mix. But that's definitely something we'll have to watch and we'll continue to track over the next week.
This shot straight to my heart there after Thursday. Valentine's Day, we're going downhill.
Yes, the downhill bottom falls out. Definitely
I'm ready for some snowfall, though.
I am. You know, it'd make it a little exciting. If it's going to be cold, let's get some snow in here.
All right, thank you, Trey.
Of course.
The Oklahoma State Department of Education released a report that says approximately 30,000 teachers have left the profession in the last 6 years in the state of Oklahoma. You'll remember tens of thousands of Oklahoma teachers took part in a 2-week walkout in April last year. They did receive a raise. Many say they are also very concerned about classroom sizes. And the report found it's the teacher-to-student ratios that are playing a role in teacher population. The news of the shortage has teachers about to enter the workforce concerned.
So the report about 30,000 teachers leaving in Oklahoma is really discouraging. As an education major, this is something, education is something I'm really passionate about, and hearing that teachers are leaving our own state is really disappointing and saddening.
The report also finds that middle and high school teachers are the most likely to stop teaching in Oklahoma.
It's basketball season in Oklahoma. From the Sooners to the Thunder, Kelsey Hovanetz has more in sports. Kelsey?
Storme and Tori, the Sooner men's basketball team can't buy a win. Is it too late to save their season? Plus, Paul George and the Thunder scored another huge win last night. We've got the breakdown. Sports is next. Welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Kelsey Hovanetz. The OU men's basketball team has been atrocious as of late, so our very own James Myers has been working on his jumper just in case the Sooners can use his talents.
Well, the story for me on this basketball court is similar to one the OU men's basketball team is facing. Missed shots as well as not executing late has led to 5 straight losses for the Sooners. Last night, the Sooners fell in a game to Baylor. This scene, it's nothing new for the team. Since January, Kruger's squad has only made 37% of their shots from the court. This is much different to the 44% from the out-of-conference games they were making, and looks nominal compared to the last season average of 46%. The Sooners have lost by less than 10 points their last 4 games, showing victory has been just out of reach. The team will have to dig deep, and they'll have to get back to the fundamentals in order to snap this losing streak. Now, due to this victory drought the Sooners have been facing, they may miss March Madness, which would be the 3rd time that it's happened while under Coach Kruger, with the last time occurring in 2017. James Myers, OU Nightly.
The Sooners will have a chance to right the ship this Saturday as they visit TCU. Moving to the softball diamond, OU pitcher Mariah Lopez claimed Big 12 Pitcher of the Week honors. Lopez threw a pair of one-hitters against Syracuse and Charlotte on Friday and Saturday. Between the two contests, the right-hander tallied 22 strikeouts and surrendered just 1 run. And from one diamond to another, the MLB season is upon us, as pitchers and catchers report to spring training in Arizona and Florida this week. Over the next month and a half, players from all 30 teams will shake off the rust as they prepare for the 2019 campaign. And the Houston Texans will release star wide receiver Demaryius Thomas. Thomas came to Houston in a 2018 midseason trade after spending 8+ seasons with the Denver Broncos. As of now, the 31-year-old's future is in doubt after he suffered a torn Achilles tendon back in December. And another star wideout turning over a new leaf is Antonio Brown of the Pittsburgh Steelers. This morning, Brown tweeted that it was time to move on and forward. The talented yet embattled wideout has repeatedly expressed his qualms with the organization and his desire to be traded. Where Brown will land is unclear, but it appears that he's played his final down as a Steeler. And as the Thunder coast to win after win, Russell Westbrook seemingly coasts from triple-double to triple-double. As OKC outlasted the Trailblazers 120-111, the Thunder star put up 21, 14, and 11, giving him an NBA record 10 straight triple-doubles. Paul George also came out with 47, 12, and 10, making the two the first teammates in NBA history to record 20-point triple-doubles in a single game. And finally, Hall of Fame NBA center Bill Russell is celebrating his 85th birthday today. The 11-time champion and 5-time MVP retired from playing nearly 50 years ago. Russell was the first African-American head coach in the NBA and was heavily involved with the civil rights movement. And honestly, guys, I'm just surprised they were able to fit that many candles onto a cake. That's crazy.
All right, happy birthday, Mr. Russell.
Thanks. Valentine's Day got you down? We'll tell you how a zoo in Texas can help you get over that broken heart.
And we'll give you a little hint. It's creepy, it's crawly, and it has the same name as your ex. Stay with us.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Taylor Cox at the Update Desk. The reality TV show Small Business Revolution has named Durant, Oklahoma, one of 6 semifinalists to win a $500,000 grant to go towards a town makeover. The winners are chosen by a popular vote. You can vote once a day until February 19th. If Durant wins, the makeover will be shown on season 4 of the program, which is streamed on Hulu. Back to you guys at the studio.
All right, thank you, Taylor. And just in time for Valentine's Day, a zoo in Texas is helping you celebrate in a unique way.
If you're still not over that bad breakup, the El Paso Zoo will let you name a cockroach after your ex, and you can watch it live streamed on the zoo website.
All right, thank you for watching OU Nightly. Join us tomorrow again live at 4:30. Good night.
Good night.